Hot facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Hot facts. Come and get them hot facts. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts. Come and get them hot facts. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Hot facts. Robert Reese. Hot facts. Hot facts. Robert Reese. Hot facts. Gig economy. Robert Reese. News channel. Gig economy. News channel. Hot facts with Robert Reese. Hot facts with Robert Reese. Hot facts. 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 Hey. With Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts. Hot facts. Hot facts. Robert Reese. Hey. Gig economy. News channel. Gig economy. Hot facts with Robert Reese. Sit back, relax, and listen. Come on. Get these hot facts. K-Reese 007 for Hot Facts with Robert Reese. Thank you for tuning in.
People, yes. I see that there, kind sir. I see that there, kind sir. People just threw off the vest. Well, didn't just throw off the vest. Got into DoorDash. Well, the queen of the area got into DoorDash and killed it. Not done. It's Friday night. But I still have time. Vartan. Salute. For those of you who don't know, my name is Robert Reese. I am the host. I am the official news channel of the gig economy. You are watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese. Hot Facts stands for it's the truth behind what you stand for. So if you stand for it and if you say it and you believe in it, the hot facts, okay? The hot facts is what you got. No one can ever take away your hot facts from you. No one can take away what you believe in yourself. No one can take away if you know what you're talking about. If you've done the research, you studied, you've done everything, no one can take away your achievement. That is one thing that we all must, applaud everyone on. Everyone has different achievements. Everyone has different skill sets. Everyone is not the exact same person. So instead of looking at people and saying that everyone is not the same, we need to start looking at how people are different and they don't care that they are different. We need these people to speak up, stand up, and make sure that everybody else can hear them. A lot of the times, these people don't have anybody else out there that will stand up with them. But I'm telling you right now, and everyone that has hopped in here on Hot Facts, we got your back. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We have a great live interview. It will be happening. Uh, Coach Eli will be in just a little bit. The link is there for him. Anybody else that tries to click that link, um, I'm warning you now. So if anybody else tries to click the link, it's not going to happen. You'll just be backstage the whole time. And then when I hit end, it'll just end. And then you'll never get a chance to get on up. Everyone knows that when you are interviewed by Hot Facts with Robert Reese, it is not only an interview for the person who is conducting the interview and the person sitting, as the interviewee. It goes in for everybody else out there in the gig world. A lot of people may have questions. A lot of people may want to learn something else. So these interviews are put here for you guys to learn something also. I don't want you guys to ever go into anyone's live, even if it is for the very first time, to go in there and say, well, I did not take anything back from it. If that happens, it must have just been, off the wall. We typically can learn something from everything that we put our eyes to visualize and see, and our ears to take it in and listen, and our brains to make sure that we can gather what we have to gather. I am right now feeling pretty good about myself in a way that there's a community that I am involved in where there are people that are coming together from different specters of life and they're sticking together. So I feel good about myself that I'm a part of something like that. There's a lot of communities out there to where even though you are part of a community, you still may feel that I don't belong. Well, I feel good about myself that this community that I am a part of, I am happy to be a part of. I am happy to be the news source, the official news source that moves frequently, daily. I am happy to get the feedback from the comments and the questions that come in all over the place. I am happy to receive all of those because I am able to come on here and do a live and answer a lot of those things for you guys. A lot of you guys may know who Coach Eli is. I recently came to come across Coach Eli, and I say maybe I give it maybe like 9 months ago. I came across Coach Eli, and every now and then I would peek through and see what's going on. And I came across this gentleman here, and what I was watching, I was like, man, like, why don't people like this guy? My man is speaking in a way that, it's definitely not aggressive to where you have to feel a certain way about him. I was like, what is it about this guy that you guys just don't like? Because at least what I get from him is a good dude. Is a good dude. Now, when I came across him, it came to a point when, I am really busy doing this news thing and like, man, I don't answer calls sometimes. I can't do this. I can't do that because I always have something going on. Now, just recently came back. I was like, oh, that's Coach Eli. Through Jeff Thomas Black and Torp and uh, all those guys, right? And then what it really was, I said, wow, I've never seen Pedro be animated about someone like to this level. I know about Peter Gozenia. I know about myself with Pedro. And even with myself, I know what he did with UDM. he was really upset about this dude. And I was like, why is Pedro this upset about this dude? I was like, what? I'm listening to Coach Eli speak about what's going on with the glitch gate and everything else. And I'm like, well, what's wrong with him? He had, he had, admittedly said that no tip, no trip. I'm like, bang, that's one of yours right there. That's one of yours right there. I was like, what is the issue? And I don't know. So right now, I will apologize to there were people that was watching the interview with Glitch Dash. We be glitching. And when Pedro hopped on, I told them that, hey, Pedro, I don't know your history with him, so I cannot speak on anything. And I thought that was just me being as honest as I can be about the whole situation. So I was like, what? I was so glad to be able to conduct this interview so I can actually, ask some questions, get some answers, and learn about someone because, that's what interviews are all about. That's what they're all about. I'm coming from an angle that, I don't know much. So I'm not going to just jump off a bridge because someone tells me to jump off a bridge. That will never happen. Here on Hot Facts, we like to do side A, side B, and then we come up with C to go ahead to bring it all together. And that is what that's what it's all about. Now I know Coach Eli told me 5 minutes. He should be clicking in any minute now. He should be clicking in any minute now. Hopefully he clicks in any minute. Um, but as of that, that is what this interview is all about. I would like to ask people out there to, while I am conducting these interviews, I know there's going to be questions out there that you guys may want, asked, but at least give the respect to the person conducting the interviews that they can actually get through and ask their questions. Okay. Here we go right here. Here we go right here. Coach Eli is in the building. Let me go ahead and hit this right here. Let me go ahead. Coach Eli, can you
Hey,
hear me,
Robert.
sir?
Yeah,
Hey,
can you
how's
hear
it
me?
going? Yes, I can hear you. Let me go ahead and hit this X right here. I said hit the X. Why is it not hitting the X? Can you please hit the X? There we go. There we go. Now I'm good. I got you right there. Um, people, this is Coach Eli. There's people watching me that watch me, and some may not know who you are. This is Coach Eli. He is a life coach, and I respect the name and the title. I respect the title coach because I had to send a lot of my clients to a life coach in order for them to get better to when they come back to me. And so I respect coach because I would refer them. I would say, hey, go ahead and go see that person there. That person is going to help you out. People, this is Coach Eli also. Now, everyone knows Hot Facts and what we do. Pre-qualified you a couple days ago, pre-qualified you. So let's go ahead and qualify Eli early. When we get into the gig work, he's able to speak about it because we know we got to qualify everybody first. So how we do it here on Eli, on here on Hot Facts is we qualify it. So uh, are you currently you is your app still running? And what apps do you currently have downloaded into your phone?
Well, first of all, okay. Oh, I can hear you now. Good. And there's no echo. Perfect. I have DoorDash and Uber/Uber Eats, but I have not driven since earlier April this year, where I stopped driving. I
Okay,
did it
so
temporarily for about 4 months.
all right, so early April, you just took a break, and how many deliveries did you do in the time when you were doing your gig work? And this is combined from both apps.
So I did 554 on DoorDash and 168 on Uber. I believe that's 722 deliveries total.
Okay, 722 deliveries in. You got in there. They are still downloaded on your app. You can go ahead and drive whenever you want to. All right, so therefore, you are qualified as a, what we like to do is say, hey, we have timers, we have part timers, and we have vacationers. Okay, we have people who are retired, like Real Talk with Roy. He is retired. He doesn't do it anymore. You are vacationing, right? So when you can go in and come back whenever you want. So you are currently a driver. So you are qualified there. Now, once you are qualified here on Hot Facts, you instantly get your bounty of credibility. Okay. Now your credibility starts up here, and only you can diminish your credibility. That's how we rock on Hot Facts. Okay. And here on Hot Facts, we like to say, hey, if something happened and you're like, hey, just say my bad, man. Don't try to make up stuff. You know what I mean? Just say my bad and just skip on. That's what we like to do here on Hot Facts. So people, he is qualified to speak on anything that has to do when it comes to the gig world. Whoever else don't like that, you can leave, because I don't care. All right. Okay. Now.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, get on now. I came across your channel about 8-9 months ago, and saw a few videos, and then me being so busy with this, sometimes I don't keep up with as much as I can, because I'm always branching out trying to look at other things. And so, but then recently, you just happened to come back into the same lake I was in. We're in the same lake, and then coincidentally, the same people, you're cool with them, and the topic at hand, you understood what the topic at hand was. And this goes into the glitch gate and all the other stuff, and how wrong it is to fraud people and misuse your gifts that you are given for the wrong. So we saw that happen. So I was like, man, he's here. I was like, man, this is all right. Everything is good. So you're here on Hot Facts. Before I go into the interview, you're here on Hot Facts, people. Here he is. Go ahead, let the people know a little bit about you, okay? And let them know where they can find you at and everything else like that. Floor is yours, sir.
Well, thank you, Robert. I want to start off by just mentioning a few things. First of all, I'm not big on self-promotion. I would rather be promoting other people like yourself. That's just how I am. I feel that the more that you put out and help people, the more will come back to you. I believe in the law of reciprocity. And so, I'm a big giver. I give to give, not give to get. There are lots of people on this platform that will challenge that. Obviously, we all have trolls and we all have haters. I'm sure you have some of those too, right, Robert?
I have more than you think. I have, I think right now there's 17 channels with the name Hot Facts with Robert Reese from trolls that I have blocked on. When I go to the YouTube studio and I go to the hidden users, the ones who can't go, they are all there. It's a lot of Hot Facts.
Yeah, well, thank you. So I appreciate that. We all get those trolls, but like I was saying, I'm not big on self-promotion. So what I'll say very briefly is I run 2 channels. I've been running 2 monetized channels for many years. I have Coach Eli Elias Mellis. That's my pre-recorded video channel and short channel. And last year, when I got Coach Eli 2 monetized with the help of my wonderful girlfriend, Dawn, I switched the live streams over there. So Coach Eli and Coach Eli 2 are my channels. If you folks want to learn more, you can stop on by over there, and I can share more about that. I mean, I don't, like I said, Robert, I'm not big on self promotion. I'm more here to contribute than to talk about myself, and that's just the kind of person that I am. So, unless you have something specifically you'd like to know, and then I want to mention one more thing before we get further into it, if that's okay with you.
Go ahead.
So, I just want to tackle this head on because I really appreciate this opportunity. I've been following you for a while as well. You know, I started driving last year in the middle of December of 2022. I did it basically part-time or temporary because my girlfriend was moving in with me and she started having some medical complications and couldn't work. So we needed more money than what I had at that time. Oh, that looks nice. And so, yeah. So I started to follow, you know, I've been doing the coaching thing on YouTube for a while, and I used to be an insurance broker for, you know, over 10 years. I've been an entrepreneur for over 15 years. And I stopped selling insurance about 3 years ago because it wasn't my passion. You know, my passion is helping people, and I wanted to focus the majority of my time on the coaching thing and, you know, contributing to people. And I started to come across all these channels, including yours and Pedro's and, you know, Sin City Deliveries, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And, you know, it was kind of a crazy time. But just before we get into all of that, I want to just address something here because I want to pay my respect to you and everyone else, because a lot of people will be talking about this. You know, I made some mistakes on YouTube many years ago. They were honest mistakes where, you know, I was brand new to YouTube. I was trying to find my way and learning my way. And I got on some live stream panels and, you know, some people set me up.
Wait, Coach, can I go ahead? I'm going to stop you there right now because I have been getting literally and probably about the last, I would say, hour before this interview started, someone put a short up, and I'm just gonna go ahead. Everyone knows about, you know, there's something hanging in the room that I guess you guys wanted me to see, and I've been seeing it over the past hour. You guys keep sending it to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I can say the word, so I will say it. You use the word nigger, and you know, people are saying you are a racist and everything else like that. I know Hulk Hogan used the word also. I didn't want to get into this now because you said you wanted to address something, and so I was like, well, let me just go ahead and kill, you know, because I've been like I didn't get anything over the past like the first day, like the last hour before this was gonna start. All these comments start coming in, and people are putting up shorts and videos, and then they did it to maybe not see the interview go down. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I was like, well, I see it. He's going that way. That is the only reason why I stopped you there. I probably won't do that again. That was the only reason why I stopped you there. So I can just go ahead. These people are watching, and some of them may have sent me, you know, the things. So they're probably like, well, is Reese gonna ask him? Is he gonna go around? Is he gonna hide and do this and that? Well, the answer is no. And you know, you use the word nigger, and it was in a manner of going at someone. I don't know the situation there, how it happened, but you use the word. Now, being a black man and understanding that, I grew up pretty much in Orange County, California, and everything else like that. It's a word that I have, I have, I have to fight skinheads and, and all these other things. It's a word that you just don't use. Any corporation, anything else that you do in life, they pretty much fire you. They make you move out the company. But some people come out and give an apology, and they say, what it was or everything else like that. Now, I don't know you from then, and what I get from you from my interaction with you, I don't get any of that from you. So I'm not going to just jump off a cliff because someone tells me to jump off a cliff, because my interaction with you and everything is completely different from what I did here earlier. So my thing with you is I'm gonna just go ahead and dive into it. What was that whole thing about? Um, how did it come about? How did it happen? At any point, did you join any type of we all know that, the youth, some join gangs, no matter what it is, the different groups. Did you
Mhm.
ever join a group, and what made you realize that that is definitely not who you want to be in life?
Well, here's the thing. It was the person that I said it to wasn't even African American. And it was just a reaction of being frustrated that I was invited on a panel, a live stream panel, to be interviewed. And then I was ambushed by 2 or 3 other people on there. I guess there were some issues going on YouTube and not related. And so I just lost my cool and I let my mouth slip by mistake. And it's just something that I didn't mean. I've apologized for it many times since that point. I've apologized for it. And you can ask Matthew and the rest of the guys that have been watching my content. I've been apologizing for this for the last several years. This is
You have a
content that
lot of
happened 5
supporters in the
years ago.
chat. You have a lot of supporters in the chat vouching that you have apologized and everything. You have a lot of supporters in the chat that are saying that you have apologized and everything else there. So they are voicing that for you while you speak. Just know that they are voicing that for you.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Look, here's the thing, Robert. You're not going to please the masses, and some people, no matter how good of a person you are or claim to be, or even if you are a good person, they're just not going to buy that, because the problem with most people is they're projecting. They're not happy within themselves. They're lacking something within that just makes them want to go out the world. So I'm all about forgiveness. I've had people call me names. We've all called each other names. We've all said things that we don't mean, right? And I understand that, I refer to it as the N word because I'm not a racist. I have a lot of African American friends. I have Asian friends. I have Hispanic friends. I have friends of all races. People are people to me. And I don't judge people based on all those things. If I were to judge people at all, it would be based on how they treat other people and, are they good human beings or are they not good human beings, right? So, it was just, something that slipped. There was another one that slipped one other time, another derogatory word I don't want to mention. A blind YouTuber friend of mine, former friend, he was playing games with me. They brought me on a panel, this other channel. And then they brought him on as a surprise, and they pitted us against each other, and they got me triggered because I was inexperienced. And, I said another derogatory word, but that was that. And from that point, I
Now
just
you
really
said he was
realized.
blind. Was it you said blind? Was it against a handicap, or what type of, was it towards someone that was handicapped, or was it towards a certain race, or what
No,
type of,
it was.
was it similar to the first one?
No, it was the how do I put it the proper way? It was the sexual orientation slur for a male that is gay. So so
Okay, all
so
right,
I don't
all
want to
right.
put that I don't want to put that out there, and
No, 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 no,
I
no,
don't
no.
say
I
those.
spell it out.
Yeah,
I normally spell it out. FA with a, and the rest of that goes with that. You're talking
yeah,
about that one? All right,
yeah,
yeah, all right, yep.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, I wanted to throw that out there, and I wanted to look. I deeply regret what I said and did. These trolls and haters that are these are not even real YouTubers. Some of them have channels. These are drama channels that are, and with no disrespect intended, they're bottom of the barrel drama channels. They do it, just for fun. They're not doing it to be real YouTubers or to make money or anything like that. They just do it because it's their hobby. And so a lot of these people have conglomerated over the years to just attack and harass me regarding this wherever I go. Like, I can apologize till the day I die, and these people will keep coming. They're obsessed. That's the truth of the matter. But Robert, let me just say this: I deeply regret what I said. I
Mhm.
apologize even to you. I know I don't know you that well yet, But I think you're a great man. I love people in general, and people make mistakes. Look, even Trump said, grab him by the PUSSY. And look, people forgive him, right? It's like people make mistakes, and then you just move on. You apologize for it. You ask for forgiveness, and then you just move on. And that's exactly what happened. I don't know what more I can say.
All right, and with that being said, people, there's gonna be a lot of people that tomorrow, I'm pretty sure, you guys are gonna be calling me an Uncle Tom and everything because I am conducting an interview. Well, I would just like to let you guys know that in order to conduct the interview professionally, you have to conduct the interview. And a lot of you guys don't even know what that means because it's so simple. I use the same word, like the same phrase twice, but that's exactly what it is. It doesn't matter if something comes up. You were supposed to be professional enough to be able to ask
Mm-hmm.
and then get the feedback, and then you go about it from there. So for those of you who are watching right now and you guys respect the fact that I am asking the questions that most people would cower away from and just run from, then hey, you know, salute, because we are here. Now, I want to move away from that now because certain people may just want to be stuck on that, and that's definitely not what it is. We
Yeah.
squashed the elephant in the room. Let's go ahead and just slide that on over. Now,
Yeah, and Robert, real quick, I'm just going to say I will not be addressing any questions from my trolls for the rest of the show, if that's okay with you. I just want to focus on
no, that's fine.
what you have in mind. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that is
Thank you.
fine. That is fine. Now, someone made a comment right now and said, racist. Well, I did a video and I put up, there was a police officer, a white woman, and she was in the hood. And when she got in the car, she forgot to turn the cameras and stuff off. And she said the N word like 9 times. She was suspended, but she still kept her job because she had a breakdown psychologically there. But at that
Mhm.
same time, you got to understand, how many of you guys have been in your car and someone cut you off or did something like that, and you said a derogatory term for a group? No one is innocent of even doing that. We do that even like for no reason. Like, all right, just imagine this. Speed Racer had a partner named Haji, right? His name was Haji, right?
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah.
if you were in the military now and you say Speed Racer's friend's name, that is a derogatory term, and that's what they call them. That's what they call them. They say, where are the, and Speed Racer's buddy's name. That is a derogatory term. I know plenty of people that say, hey, Asians can't drive. People say Asians can't drive. They say
Yeah.
what? They do all this stuff. They think every Asian person is Chinese. People do weird things and make fun of them. This happens all the time. Now, it would not be life if you were not able to learn from that situation. Okay, that's why
Yeah.
we're moving it on and just getting that one out the way. Now, I want to get into this right here.
Okay.
Now, when Pedro hopped in on the live the other day, and he had some words for you, and he said he wanted to meet you or he'll see you in San Francisco. Okay, pretty much saying that he wants that smoke. He's so mad he'll take a plane or train and he'll meet you in San Francisco. My what I would like to know is, let's do a catch up thing. How did you and Pedro get into even a riff, and then how did it get to where I have never seen him hate someone more than me, and he hates you more than me?
Really?
So yes, he hates you more than me. So I would like to know,
Okay.
how did you guys come in contact, and how did the riff start? And let me clear this up. Pedro said when he came in, he said, Robert, you may know something, well, you know about this. you were speaking about the miscarriage and everything. You know, my son passed away. He was 6 years old. I don't have any experience with the miscarriage. I don't have any experience with that. I don't know how those emotions feel at the miscarriage phase. All of my experiences were afterbirth and death coming almost just like that until he got to be 6 years old. So I want to separate myself from that because I still don't understand what the miscarriage thing is, feeling is. And I want to separate
Yeah.
myself from that. And that's why, Pedro, if you are watching this, you probably are. That's why I said, hey, I don't know what's going on with you and him. I am not at liberty to even say anything, and I will not. But if I can conduct an interview, that's what I'm doing now. Pretty much, I can ask a question. So, how did you guys meet, and how the riff start, and how did it get to this point to where he literally hates you more than me?
Yeah. Well, that's I didn't even know he hated you, man. But wow, so you were his
Oh,
top enemy before me, huh?
he hates me with a passion. Look, Pedro came at me when I had 40 subscribers. I was all the way brand new. And because of the information I was putting out, it was against the no tip, no trip. And they started hating me from that day on. And it has been a long, long, long road. And we had a ceasefire. And then when the Glitch Gate came out, he's involved in that. So obviously, me having an opinion as the news in the gig world, I have an opinion on that. He didn't like my opinions and how I wanted to get on the show to talk about it. He would never let me on, so I had to trick him and acme him to send me an invitation so I can appear on there. And I got up there, and he shut it down once he figured out what was going on. So that's where we are now. He can't stand me. Hannibal is a guy that can't stand me either. His role buddy. When I got monetized, the day after I got monetized, Hannibal was asking me, well, how much are you making on AdSense? The first day after I was monetized. So like that's how they roll. They say things that don't make sense, and they came at me. So I would like to know how you came in contact with him, your riff, and you have overtaken me, and you know what? I thank you. I thank you
Oh,
that there is someone.
okay.
No, I thank you, and I am gonna. You can have him. You can have him. You can take him because yes, as long as he don't like someone more than me, I'm happy. Leave me alone because look, I'm gonna say it right now, and I'm gonna be quite frank. I beat him up every time. All right, and that's why he don't like me because I hold my own and I know what I'm doing up here. I'm not a rookie. You know what I mean? So, I've done my dirt, elbow smashing him and everything else like that. But it seems like he has a thing with you. I saw when on my live, I said, Pedro, I can see you're upset. I saw his jaw moving left and right, his chin moving, his eyes were like pointed in. And I said, I see that you're upset. I saw all of that. So while he is not here to mute anyone or anything else like that, let me know how you came in contact and the riff from your opinion, because we've heard his. We've all heard his over the past like week and a half or so. We've all heard his. So let's hear from you how you came in, and then how you didn't mean what you said. That's more importantly too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was taken way out of context. So how did I come across Pedro? Well, like I was saying earlier, when I started driving for DoorDash and Uber Eats last year, late in December of 2022, in the middle of December of 2022, I was already a YouTuber. So naturally, I went on YouTube to try to find channels that were talking about DoorDash and food delivery driving so I can learn the ropes, right? And when you type in DoorDash, guess who comes up at the top? It's Pedro DoorDash Santiago. So I'm like, okay. And at that point, he had like 40 something K subs. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to, subscribe to this guy, bang the bell, select on notifications. And I started to view some of his content. He was talking about no tip, no trip, and take profitable orders. And I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Okay. So I was liking this guy. Initially, I was really liking this guy. And even at the point of where I started following some other creators and they were trash talking him, I still liked him because I'm not one that I don't like to pass judgment, for, usually at all. But if I'm going to pass judgment, it's not going to be based off of other people's opinions. It's going to be off my own research, right? So just like you, and I respect that. So I think this was in February or something, somewhere around February or mid-February. Pedro announced that his girlfriend Madison was pregnant, and I was like, "Cool, man, that's great, congratulations!" Right? It's a happy time, right? He's a family man, I love my family. I mean, it was a happy and joyous occasion, and at the same time, I was hearing, all this smack talk about Pedro, people knocking him down, blah blah blah. Right? He had started to change his tune. Going from no tip, no trip to this Mr. Positivity, right? And people were like, what's really going on here, right? But I was still getting to know him and giving him the benefit of the doubt. So about, I think it was a week or so later, he was saying that I have to take some time away. There's a family emergency or something like that. I'll be back when I can be back. And then he comes back 4 days later and doesn't address what had happened. And I was legitimately concerned about what had happened. I don't have any kids, but my girlfriend Dawn has 2 kids, and she used to be a nurse, and she's seen people deal with this stuff. So we were genuinely concerned. And so I was I in the comment sections, I was asking Pedro, what's going on? He wouldn't respond. So then I was saying, hey, out of the blue, with no malice intent, I said, I hope Madison's okay. I mean, did something happen? Did she have a miscarriage? I mean, we want to be here for you, Pedro. But, he put this story out. He's the one that came out and said, my girlfriend is pregnant. It's a happy time. And then he puts out something saying that there's a family emergency. And then I followed him religiously. He never addressed what happened. So I was just legitimately concerned. He took that and thought I was trash talking his family. How is that trash talking someone's family when you have go ahead.
Check this out. I was gonna get into that. So check this out. So when you watch someone and you subscribe and you start to watch their videos every day and they tell you how they care about you and everything, you felt, as a genuine subscriber and someone that, hey, I watch your stuff, I support you. I'm asking you because, hey, is everything all right? Because you put yourself out there saying that that it's all good for us to, to care about you and everything. So you went and asked a question, and it wasn't even asked. It was just like you were brainstorming pretty much. You're like, hey, I hope everything's okay. I hope this. But what you brainstormed the first time, you hit the bullseye on the first one. So could it be that him knowing that that's what's going on, and everyone knows he's a hothead.
Right.
Him being a hothead at that moment, do you think that played a lot into it? Do you think that he really feels these things that he says about you, or do you think that it was because of the situation? He was hot, he did that, and if he turns his back and goes the other way, he's gonna look like less than a man for not holding his ground on what he said. Do you feel it could be something like that? You know what I mean?
I'm going to give it to you straight, Robert. And I say this with no disrespect to Pedro or anyone. He's doing whatever he can to get YouTube clicks. And look, you guys can chastise me all you want. When he didn't get back to me and when he attacked me, and instead of saying, hey, dude, I was concerned. I was even going to donate money to him. I was even going to suggest for people to help him out. When somebody's woman goes through something as traumatic as that, okay, especially if you initially came out publicly and stated she's pregnant, right? Like, and if someone's emotionally connected to you as a YouTuber, that happens. That's what you were saying, Robert. You're legitimately concerned. So if that's what had happened, I would have said, hey, dude, we feel for you. Is there anything we can do to help you? Can we send you a few dollars so you can take care of your lady or your family? But instead of him responding, he attacked me, which then and he didn't answer the question, which then led me to believe that he now, maybe he made it up, maybe he didn't. He said he addressed it another time. And if that's what happened, I feel terrible for what happened there. But he is never direct with what he talks about. He will put something out there and then he will leave you hanging so he keeps you coming back. And then he spins it every way possible for clicks.
Oh, I got it. I got it now.
You get it?
I get it now. It happened.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't hear anything because obviously he doesn't want to talk about anything. And then you being on the other side is like, well, did he make it up for this and that? But you don't know because you're not hearing anything. So you have to think that at some point as a human being, did he make it up?
Mm-hmm.
If that don't run through your head, then you're not a regular human being. That's gonna run through your head. Did you make it up or did you not? Now, if you say it and they hear it, that might throw some more spice on them, like to rile them up more. Like, oh, now you're saying I'm making it up. He ain't even understanding the other side, that like you have to think about that because you're not hearing nothing. And there it goes. So from right there, that's the coal. That is the ember. That's the ember. That's the ember that's keeping everything burning right there. It will never get past that because that's where it is. Now, during that, and I do know, being a man, when you're battling somebody, someone saying stuff and you're telling the truth and they're trashing you, you go back and forth. So I'm pretty sure some things were said back and forth. Now, did both you guys cross the line, or did one cross the line more than the other after it was going in?
I never addressed it. Like maybe a few times I addressed it in the same ways that I addressed it here because it was taken way out of context. The only other times I talked about Pedro was regarding Glitchgate. It had nothing to do with, the pregnancy and the supposed possible miscarriage or whatever. And again, if that happened, then, look, I don't feel I said anything wrong. It wasn't said with malice intent. I even apologized to Pedro. I was going to apologize to him on your show the other night, but he came on here, made a threat, and then left before I could even apologize. I was going to say, look, dude, I don't feel I offended you. I was only concerned. But if I did offend you, Pedro, then I apologize if you feel I offended you, even though I feel I didn't. I wanted to be the bigger man, not to flex my muscles, but to just do the right thing, right? I think this whole thing, now listen, if it actually happened, okay, and he didn't want to talk about it, okay, then I'm sorry about that. But the bottom line is, if you didn't want us to talk about your family and question you and ask you out of genuine concern, then why did you make us aware your girlfriend was pregnant in the first place? You did it because you knew it's a happy time and a bonding moment for your audience, right?
So yes,
again,
and at the same time, with that being said, at the same time, once you say that you are pregnant, you're gonna have subscribers that are gonna be counting down. They're gonna say like, "Oh, you guys got like 6 weeks left." They're gonna be counting along with you because you put that information out there that you guys are pregnant. Once again, I say that pregnancy is a private thing. Me myself, it's a private thing. Once you get past a certain step or phase in the pregnancy, go ahead and let everybody know. Get past, because I'm a dad, and and I understand how the pregnancy thing goes. Anything can happen, from just going and finding out you're pregnant all the way until everything starts to form. Once you get past a certain stage, you can go ahead and let everybody know we having a baby. That's why they have the coming out parties and things like that. They do those.
Right.
You never want to go out and just put that out too early, because you never know if you are going to be one of the people in that percentile that is going to fall into the heartache. You know what I mean? So you never want to put that out there. But that's a lesson learned in life also. That's a lesson learned in life also. Pregnancies should be taken in a different manner. That's why I hate saying it, but like, let's take celebrities. They don't tell their fans they're pregnant until like they're about
Mhm.
showing. They've already moved past all that other stuff, and then they let their fans know, right? They just don't tell
Right.
them, hey, I went, hey, we went and got a pregnancy test. We're pregnant. No, they don't do that. They don't do that at all. So it is a lesson learned. Now, can people move on from this? Obviously, this is
Mhm.
something that is hitting them very hard because he told me, and I was like, how is Pedro gonna tell me he's disappointed in me over something I know nothing about? I was like, how can that happen? And that's another reason why I wanted to have this interview, because it's like, Pedro, if you are
Mhm.
watching this right now, you got to think about this whole situation. You can't try to throw me in the middle of anything, especially when you don't like me. Throw me in the middle of something to say, hey, Robert, you shouldn't even be
Mhm.
talking to this guy, when that's definitely not what it is. I can't speak on it. I don't know. If you would talk to me, I guess you would have been able to, tell me about, whatever happened. If I ever came across him, then I would know what not to bring up with the both of you guys. I would have known that from
Yeah.
Jump Street. But since you do your Pedro, your Pedroisms, nobody knows how they work except for you. You can't get mad at everyone and throw a fit like that. And because of that, you cannot use all the bad things that both parties are using against each other in the middle of the fight, because one doesn't want to feel less than the other one because he just ain't gonna shut me down like that. That's not how it works.
Right.
And ain't no man go bow down to that. Especially when it's like, man, you want to fight me over, like, this is, it's something to you, but it's nothing to me. So you want to drag me in and start this fight. So now we are just gonna be fighting. So, Pedro, I hope you are listening right now, and I do hope so. Um, you guys are where it is. It is here. Do you see this situation ever changing? And if it can change, what would you do on your part to make it change?
Um, are you asking me also? Are you asking me? Or are you asking
Yes,
Pedro?
yes, yeah, both you
Okay.
guys, but he ain't here, so yeah, you're here, so you
Okay.
can answer for
So
yourself.
so let me put a little more context into this, because this is hot facts with Robert Reese. I got to give you some hot facts if that's okay with you.
Yes,
Okay.
go
So
ahead.
so so let me put this into context. This is why the guy doesn't like me. This is why people don't like me. I'm very intuitive and I pick things up, right? I can smell BS a mile away, and I think you've got the same BS radar, Robert. That's why you're very good at what you do, and I respect that. I don't know you that long, but I can tell when someone is good at what they do, and I respect your professionalism as well too. But I think what's really going on here with Pedro is when he got monetized and when he started to grow his channel to a certain level, and he started to realize he was getting a lot of views, he realized in order to keep getting paid the AdSense, he has to create videos daily. He was looking to create any type of video, and he was trying to stir up the pot because that gets a little bit more views, right? Gets people tuned in more. So I think a lot of what happened here was um, when I called him out on this in a respectful way, because I actually cared. When I said, "Hey, look, dude, you're not getting back to me. We're genuinely concerned about this. You mentioned the pregnancy, but then you let this hanging. Like, we're your audience here. You're either you're either lying to us for clicks, or it's something else, right? And so
And something else,
I
I will say what something else could be. Everyone knows more finance. You could have been saying you're raising money for the baby and taking it all for yourself. That's what the other
right.
thing could be. Yeah.
Right. See, Robert, exactly. We're thinking on the same page here. But the thing is this: if he came out and said, "Okay, hey, look, yeah, Madison, we lost the baby. We could use your support." That's what any normal human being that already put out publicly saying that their woman is pregnant, if a miscarriage happened, they would say, "We lost the baby. I could really use your support. You guys are my fans and everything, and we just need some good loving." Right? He did not do that. That wasn't normal. So it kept people tuned in and watched the videos, waiting for that video to drop regarding what's going on with Madison. And I never saw it drop. So I was saying maybe he's doing this for clicks to make ad revenue. Next thing you know, what was it, a few months ago, a month and a half ago, he gets demonetized for reused content. So the whole thing imploded. And the reason why he's upset right now is because he lost monetization, and he's mad at me because I know a lot of the stuff he was doing was for clicks. I've been doing YouTube for a long time. And I think because I was saying, hey, if you're not going to respond to what's going on regarding your lady, which you already put out publicly, she was pregnant, then are you doing this for clicks? Because that would be really bad. You see what I'm saying? If someone is coming out here trying to put up the front like I'm some, DoorDash guru god or some Mr. Bet on You, if you're going to come out here and play that role and then you do this type of stuff, then I feel people should know about it. Robert, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying, it's messed up if that's what happened. But if you leave us hanging after you initially told us about her being pregnant, then what are we supposed to think? How does that make me a jerk? How?
Yeah, that cannot. And people, I want you to understand, there are so many different scenarios where this will come into play, where you cannot be a jerk because you just don't know. You just don't know. Like, you are a person that is like, you are waiting to receive what you need to do your part. Now you're waiting in line the whole time and ain't nobody coming to tell you nothing. You just waiting in line all day. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but if you grew up in the inner city, you have to go to the county building a couple times. You might be at the county building all day like it was a day at work, and you only got right up there. And ma'am, you just waiting there all day. Everybody just looking at you. They ain't telling you nothing. You like, man, I just seen him go in the doors. He came out. He just nodded his head at me. What does the head nod mean? You ain't told me nothing, man. What does that mean? When am I gonna know what's going on? You don't know what's going on, and you don't know what's going on. And then it's like, well, if I don't know what's going on, am I supposed to keep asking over and over and over again? And if I do that, that might flip you over the edge. Now, this is when we talk about mental health. There are some people that can't take certain things like this. And if they are not giving you exactly what you need to hear, they can actually put themselves into a state of suicide or anything else like that because they don't know how to go ahead and just release it. You have to learn how to release if you're putting it out there like that. That's one thing that Pedro does have to understand. There's a lot of people that have to do that also. But this situation here seems like it could have been easily fixed, from the jump. It could have been something like Pedro could have said. He could have wrote you an email or something and said, hey, man, like, look, you were right in your comment. Please don't say anything out there publicly that is what it is. We're going through this stuff. I'll let you know if we need anything, and then we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm.
He could have did something like that. He could have did something like that, but that did not happen. Now, Pedro says that he's a person that knows how to communicate and things like that. Well, if he can go back in life, he'll probably do that one as a do-over, because right now, there's a lot of negativity that's coming in to him because of that, because some people actually see it from the whole spectrum. I would like to get this too. Let me ask you this. Move on from Pedro.
Okay.
I've been getting messages saying that you hire hitmen and you document people. Can you give me anything on that? Where did a hitman? Where do you hire a hitman from? First of all, where do you hire a hitman from? Do you hire hitman and do you dox people? Now, my next question is going to come after that. Yeah. Have you ever hired a hitman? Have you ever heard of you hiring a hitman, or have you said that you were going to hire a hitman?
No, I was involved with this community called MGTOW, which stands for Men Going Their Own Way, and a bunch of groups spun off, and a bunch of us connected, and I connected with some people that man, wow, they're just they've lost a few marbles to say it politely, and so I got super trolled. I was, I've been stalked in person while on some live streams at my park. I mean, there have been a lot of things that I've dealt with, and I was just trying to protect myself. And I don't recall. I don't know. I may have said something that in the heat of the moment where that may have been misperceived. But no, I've never hired anyone. I've never had any intentions to do that. These are these trolls and haters that love drama. What this boils down to, Robert, is there are a bunch of people on YouTube that come out here and use it as an outlet. It's entertainment for them. And, because they're unhappy within themselves, when they see guys like you and I that, are happy in our lives, have a good woman, have a decent life going, they want to, do whatever they can to knock that down. And I think that's what's happening here. But no, I've never hired a hitman or anything like that. I mean, everybody says things they don't mean on YouTube. A lot of these trolls and haters, they take things way out of context, right? Okay. They take these way out of context.
Hold up. I don't mean to be laughing. I don't mean to be laughing right now. I broke face because I broke face because Wild Alaska said, damn. He put the two eyeballs and said a hitman. Like, he was like, damn. They said you hired a hitman. So that just cracked me up right there. Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, damn, you guys are right. Me telling me he hired a hitman. You know what I think of a hitman? I'm thinking of some Italian dude, look like he's coming from South Florida or somewhere. He from the mob or something. And they hired Big Rocco. You guys are saying he hired Big Rocco to go and freaking do the job. I just think that's hilarious that someone would just say a hitman. I'm sorry, I broke character. I wasn't supposed to, but Wild Alaska,
you're good, dude.
That comment, he was like, "Damn, a hitman," and that got me right there. Yeah, yes, Cody, a hitman. They said he hires hitmen, like he has a hit squad. How many hitmen do they think you have on your roster? That's what I would like to know too, because talking about hitman,
I don't know.
Damn, I can't picture you hiring a hitman to do nothing. You know what I mean? Like, damn, you might order DoorDash or Uber Eats, but I don't think you'll hire a hitman.
No, dude. I mean, look, a lot of these people, they take things way out of context. Like, look, let me give you an explanation or an example. Pedro coming on your show the other night saying, I'll see you in San Francisco, was a fake threat to get views. He's not coming here. And even if he comes here, then Pedro, I'll take you up to the YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California. It's 22 minutes away from where I live. And we can go do a video out in front of the YouTube headquarters and we can kiss and make up, Pedro. How's that? I mean, listen, dude, if we're going to be ridiculous, if we have grown ass adults out here on YouTube looking at every little word that comes out of a man's mouth, they stalk him everywhere. Like, these people follow me everywhere, bro. And it's funny, dude. I know, dude. I'm sorry, dude, but this is funny. Huh?
No, Pedro.
It's funny as hell.
No. If Pedro goes to San Francisco and he announces it, I swear he's gonna have one of his supporters hiding in the bush. He's gonna already have them hiding in the bush to come out and jump you. Yeah, they gonna come out the bush and jump you. Yeah, I already know that will happen. Let me go ahead and get back bright. Damn. Keep going.
So he'll basically he'll do the same thing to save his face and going to jail like he did to Richard. He'll have Richard Glitchard be the fall guy for the glitch, and then he'll have some guy in the bush waiting to whack me so he doesn't go to jail. And he's laughing with the camera there, right? Dude, listen, we're grown ass men.
Glitcher, this is hilarious. Richard's name has been changed to Glitcher.
Oh, you didn't know that? You haven't heard that?
No. I know that Pedro's credibility is all over the place. I don't know where it is. They talking about you hiring hitman and all and all this other stuff. This stuff is ridiculous. What they say happens in the gig world. They acting like we are the mob men. just rolling around being mob men. Come on
What does
now.
this have to do with any of this? Like, what does any of this have to do with the gig world? Like, these are trolls of mine from a former community that has nothing to do. These people have never driven for DoorDash or Uber or Grubhub or anything. Yet Pedro and Hannibal have, invited these people onto their secondary channel. And I heard Hannibal got demonetized too. And
Yes,
so,
Hannibal got
uh,
demonetized. With what him and Pedro were doing, they both were stealing the content from TikTok, and they were using the exact same content. Hannibal, check this out. When I got to like 8,000 subs, Hannibal was still at like 3,800. When I got to 10,000 subs and I start like my views start going like past theirs, they felt like, dang, this movement here is really good going. Hannibal stole views and everything. And what made these two like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, they used the exact same content. They used the exact same content from TikTok
wow.
and used it the exact same way on their chat channels. They lost over like 600. I think Hannibal and Pedro lost like 6 million views in one day. Um, because of all of that, they both got the X. They did it for no reason at all. Pedro had just gone into like 40K in subs, and I guess he's so thirsty to reach the 100K, he had to cheat for it. And so cheating for it got him like 12 million views. It got him like from 40 to like 64. It got him like almost 25,000 subs, all those
Wow.
views, and they did it for just that. They did it for just that. They risk being demonetized for just that. So when they did that, that showed me how thirsty these people are. So when the glitch came up, it was like, yeah, they're using it. They are willing to just sell their soul for 24,000 subs. You can just go ahead and work harder for it and put out stuff that matters. That's all you got to do. You can be creative all you want by yourself. You ain't got to go steal all
Right.
that. But Hannibal did that too, and that's why they're
Mm-hmm.
using the Hannibal and Pedro show. But they can't put that under both of their names because they are both demonetized. So
Right.
I don't know what they expect to gain out of this show. I don't know. Um,
I don't know either.
maybe they added you know they added a third person behind the scene, and they can actually put it in their name, and then if money comes in, they'll go ahead and distribute it like that. They could do something like
Yeah.
that. But you know, chances are they want to steal to get the money quick too. I didn't
Well,
mean to
yeah, they
stop you
will not
there,
be
but
able.
I just had to.
No, no worries. They will not be able to use their AdSense accounts on that new channel because once you get demonetized, you can never use the same AdSense account and you can only have one AdSense account. So they're done unless someone else, you know, puts in their social security number and creates an AdSense account and says, okay, now Pedro and Hannibal are working for me. The only way these guys can be monetized on YouTube now is if they're an independent contractor for someone else that's running that channel. That's it. Unless they're gaming the system, which wouldn't surprise me because of the glitch. Now that the glitch has been exposed, it makes me wonder what else are these people willing to do for clicks and monetize playbacks and super chats, super stickers, channel memberships, and then remember this gig con, it was a gig con, like a con artist, right? We started calling it not gig conference. We started calling it gig con. And only 40 or 50 people showed up to this gig con. You remember that, right, Robert?
Yes, yes. I covered the first Gig Con, I covered the virtual con, and I looked at all corresponding media associated with the second in-person Gig Con. Um, so I covered them all. It's the spider web that I spoke about when I interviewed Thomas with all those people. It was all those same people. Today, Bentley Coop slipped up and said GitCon, and he was talking about meeting Pedro and what they're doing with that, and how they're trying to make the economy bigger and all this other stuff. He spoke about how his partnership with DoorDash is working out very well. It was all the same people, but people here, um, these people here on that side, they're not right. They're cheaters. They're scammers. They're everything else in between. And a lot of them, even though they patched the glitch, I'm pretty sure because Gary Middleton is on that side. He's a coder. He builds apps and he designs apps that can work third party with these things. I'm pretty sure they
Mhm.
already know of something else that they are using, and that's how they're doing their content and things like that. The GitCon concept in a whole is good. It needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work. You got to have people there that are pure. And Pedro said himself that if certain people come, they are not welcome at the table. So off the top,
Mm.
GitCon will never hit what they want it to be. So
Yeah, here's my opinion on the whole thing. I talked about this on my channel, while back when this was happening. Look, I think the bottom line for someone to be successful doing this business, is dollar to mile ratio. In my opinion, at least here in California, where we live, where gas is the most expensive in the country due to our summer blend, and it's just more expensive, right? And other things, and other expenses. If you take anything less than $3 per mile, you're not going to be profitable, in my opinion. And so, do you need to go to a conference and fly into a different city, spend almost $200 a night on a room to go there to get information that you're going to get by watching a few YouTube videos? There was no value at that event. And I used to run networking events in person for entrepreneurs to connect each other, and so that way we can all share leads and referrals. Every one of us did something different. And when we knew of someone that needed each other's services, we would refer each other business. There was value there. But where was the value at GigCon compared to what you can get for free on YouTube? There was no extra value. It was a place where Pedro and Bentley Coupe, DoorDash Diaries, and many other people could go there and become more famous. But the problem was, what, only 50 other people showed up. So, was it really even worth anyone's time? Do you understand what I'm saying, Robert? I've run
no, I
events
got you.
in person. Yeah.
I got you. I got you. Because I was watching. They had the town hall. Everything that they said in the town hall, they've already said on each
A million
other's stream
times.
yards live with each other. They've already said the exact same thing. So traveling
Mm-hmm.
there to do that, maybe they wanted to go have a drink with everybody or go and eat
Right.
or something. Maybe that's what it was. Now I gotta say this about you. I think people don't like you, and this is my own opinion, because of how professional you are and how you run your ship. For instance, your website. I checked it out, went through. I said, oh yeah, he knows what he's doing. Your email. If they don't read your email, they're not going to know how professional you are. You put everything in there. Some people don't want to deal with people who know how to cover themselves. And I think that that's a big thing. Some they get mad at me. Some get mad at me for saying, well, you know, Reese owns his own music and everything. And by the way, on ASCAP, I have another title added to my catalog. I don't tell you guys what the titles are because there are people that are using them in the backgrounds of their songs on certain things. And I will not tell you
Mm-hmm.
because the trolls will make sure that no one will go ahead and use those songs.
Right.
All right. So
Right.
yeah, so I don't tell you guys what they are. I just got another title added to my catalog. They tell me that because I own my music and everything. Well, if you use anything in Reese, he'll copyright you. And I let them know I don't have to copyright you. If somebody else, because I'm only one person on whatever the song is or the composer is. I'm only one part. Somebody else can hear it on your channel and say, hey, that's mine. They can hit you with the copyright. I don't have to. You guys got to understand that. But at the same time, it is a way to protect myself from a lot of trolls out there who just want to go ahead and use whatever they want for no reason. Um, they're able to clip my live streams like these. I don't play any music in the background. Fair use act. Go ahead. But typically in all my videos, all my shorts, you hear music in the background, and they cannot use anything else um, that I have. I will hit you with not a copyright strike. I'll give you 7 days to take it off. And if you don't take it off within 7 days, you're going to get that strike. Now, let's say if Cherry Pick used something of mine, I'm not going to give him 7 days. He's just going to get the strike. That's just how it works. That's just how it works.
Right.
They don't like
Right.
me because of how tight I run my ship. I think they don't like you because of how tight you run your ship. What do you think about that?
You're probably right. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. First of all, I appreciate the kind words about being professional. I try to be as professional as possible, but I have my moments. Robert, I'm not perfect. I don't think anyone is perfect. I've always had a big heart and soul, and I care about everyone. I think one of my biggest problems I have, and maybe it's not really a problem, but I've always cared about the underdog. And I want to just talk for 1 second here. Guys like Thomas Schubeck, Glitch Dash, who never thought about being a YouTuber. He's an average everyday guy. He's 35 years old, and he's been a part of this community. Never was creating content, and then when this whole Glitchgate thing happened, and we saw how he got involved, I stepped in. Brian from Gig Apps Exposed and DoorDash Sucks stepped in. Jeff Thomas Black and Uber Jeep AZ and some others. And this guy's almost at 500 subs, and he deserves it. And I'm saying this in a very, very kind way. I was the underdog at one point. When I was younger, I felt like I was the underdog. And when I saw Thomas, I'm like, this is a good guy. I like him. He deserves more than he's getting, or more opportunities than he's been given. I saw him as the underdog, and that made me feel like I really want to help this guy turn things around and make something out of himself. So I try to be as professional as possible, Robert. I screw up all the time. I think we all screw up. But my intentions are to better people's lives personally and professionally. And when it comes to the gig economy, I want everyone to have a fair shake. I want people to be treated fairly. That's what this all boils down to. All this trolling and attacking and hating, and Pedro coming on and making threats, and all these, secondary channels, Pedro and Hannibal. This is all stupid stuff. This has nothing to do with what we're trying to do here to better, the gig world for gig drivers. Give them, better than fair wages, like Brian says. So yeah, I hope that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. And we've been on for 1 hour and 20, so we're doing pretty good. We're probably gonna I like to keep mine, in a good pocket there.
Okay.
I would like to ask you, because you are a life coach, uh, you got the insurance game. I'm pretty sure you mentor people who come to you trying to get into the insurance game and giving them the ins and outs and all that other stuff. Um, what's next for you? What's next for you? Because I know the Glitchgate thing brought you out more into the gig world. What is next for you?
I will tell you this. When I heard about Jeff Thomas Black through Brian, DoorDash Sucks, aka Gig Ass Exposed. When I heard
Hold
about
on, wait. Tom,
but,
I mean, Eli, I have Information Man Show in the back right now. I'm gonna bring him up. Right now. Information Man Show is right here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring him up for this segment in right here. And
how you doing?
How you doing, Angels? This guy says his name is Angels Arn. Angels Arn. I do see you are a real person. I'm gonna go ahead and bring you in also. Go ahead
Oh
and
God.
continue, Eli, on what is next. Now I don't know who
Misinformation,
Angel.
man. Obviously
Don't
knows
speak
me
to
and
me. Don't
hates
speak to
me.
me. Don't speak to me,
Oh,
man.
All
because
right,
you're Dr.
I know
Hammer
about you.
Trail,
Angel.
Mister.
Don't speak to me.
All
That
right,
guy's a
he's
troll.
gone. No,
I
he's
just
gone.
I just had a
He's
few things I
gone.
want to say because I've been sitting back and observing everything that's been happening, and I'm not getting into calling people's names. I'm not getting into personality issues. I do have to say this though. I've been on the YouTube streets for a very long time. I'm battle tested. I'm very well known within Black YouTube. I've got multiple channels. One in particular channel that's doing very well. And one of the things that I notice is that YouTube was never created for people to have beef with each other. It was actually, I think we should be using our channels to enlighten people, educate people, and do great things. One of the reasons why you sometimes have beef, which is why I don't normally get on panels anymore, is because most of the beef starts with people hanging out on panels, having difference of opinion and thoughts, and arguing with each other. That's where a lot of the beef on YouTube in general starts, where someone says something sly you don't like, and what happens is that everybody's tough when they're behind a keyboard on YouTube. Everybody's tough. Most of these people would never do anything to you in person because there's a fear of retaliation, right? A fear that you could get hit, you could get knocked out, and you may have a plan going in, but nobody knows what they're going to do until they get hit, right? How you respond. I'm not a part of the gig economy. My channel, I do political, social issues. I have a sports channel that's doing really well right now. I'm kind of focused my mind on content and less time on talking about other people. Eli, I've been watching you for a number of years, and my only constructive criticism for you is that when you have trolls, and you've made this very clear on your channel. However, what gives trolls power? They want you to continue talking about them. That's the whole idea of trolls. They come into your channel, they say things, and then they want you to respond, and they want to get you off of your content. And when we're spending a lot of time talking about trolls, we're not talking about content. And this is why I got to say, this is why people don't build their channels. You got to remember, when you're involved in these beefs, you have people who don't know you yet. They run by your channel. They see that it's a beef going on when they're really looking for content. You're also losing potential subscribers, even though you might get subscribers due to beef. I don't want beef subs. I'm going to tell you how this works. When you get subs on your channel based on beef, they're only watching you for beef. When you're not in beef, they're not watching your real content, which means you got dead weight on your channel. So my thing is, hey, as grown men, you got to do what you got to do. You got to defend yourself when someone comes at you wrong. I get it. But I just don't, and I'm just giving you constructive criticism for everybody. I just don't see the win in the game for going back and forth with grown ass people who live 3,000 miles from you or this miles from you, and you can't do shit to them. And you putting out all this, you get your heart is racing. People are getting emotional. I mean, this is for everybody, and so it's just not worth it. Now I'm going to break this down for you. There's two types of people on YouTube. There are content creators, and then there's YouTubers. I'm sorry, I'm not a YouTuber. YouTubers are people who spend most of their time beefing with people, hiding behind avatars, never show themselves, talking a bunch of shit, and they don't have any structure or production production value to their channel. That's not what YouTube promotes, not what they want. And eventually, all this type of stuff and drama is going to you're going to be getting rid of, because as YouTube is moving into the future, they're looking for content, not drama. And eventually, they're going to make new policies that are going to get rid of a lot of these drama type channels that engage in drama. Now, I don't want to take up all the air in the room here. I got to say this. This is no disrespect to anybody. There's a rule and then there's an unwritten rule. As a man, I'm sorry. I'm not going to engage in the affairs personally of another man's family or even talk about it. Now, you may say that, okay, a person puts their information out there and you're concerned. But we have to also consider the other individual. Sometimes people can tell you something and then something really bad happens and you might want to answer, but because something so personal as family reaches at the heartstrings, sometimes people may not want to answer you because maybe they're going through some type of pain. I'm just saying, I don't know these people, but I just know that sometimes when people are going through something, they may not want to talk about it, even though they might have put it out there. And I got to be honest with you, when it comes to my family, I don't owe anybody any explanation. The only thing that you owe people on the YouTube streets is your content. So if I make a channel saying I'm going to teach you A, B, and C, that's the only obligation I have to you outside of my family life, period. Because you don't own the content creator. You don't own the explanation of what's going on in his family. All that he's supposed to be responsible, or she, is to give you the information that you actually came to the channel for. I'm just giving that perspective because you got to look at both sides of this. Yeah, we want answers from people, but you don't know what's going on internally in their life. Okay. And I personally just don't. One of my no-nos on YouTube is the racial stuff. Oh, that's a no-no. And another thing that's got to be a no-no is when you got beef with someone, keep the beef based on them. Keep the family, the mothers, the kids out of it. Because guess what? They're not on YouTube. They didn't create the YouTube channel. They're not the ones that said, hey, I'm going to teach you how to do A, B, and C. So why are they even being brought up in the first place when they're not on the YouTube streets? Look, in the community that I hang in, that's the man code that we play by. You don't talk about family. You can talk about other people. But at the end of the day, when all this settles down, Eli, and everybody that's involved in this situation, people at some point are going to have to get back to content. Because how long does this continue to go on? At some point, you got to focus on content. And ask yourself, this is something I always ask myself. What type of digital reputation do you want to have? Do you want people to remember you as, hey, that's the dude that really produced really great content? Or do you want to be remembered as, that's the dude that's always beefing with people? Because you got to remember, you gain a digital reputation. And this is the most powerful thing about a digital reputation compared to a reputation in the real world. The digital reputation is on here forever.
Right.
Forever.
That's why I was asking Eli, right when you clicked in, I was asking them, what's next? Because of all this stuff, what's next? Because all this stuff really happened with that Glitchgate thing that happened, and then it brought this up. Now that it's been patched or hacked or fixed or whatever else it is, what's next?
Yeah.
You're gonna focus more on doing you and let Pedro give himself his exit strategy and just leave out. What's next for Eli coming up? That's what I would like to know.
I could share that with you and say that this whole thing was a two-phase process, and we're done with phase one. Phase one with the guys that I've been working with was about exposing the creators that had the fake content using the glitch. We felt the need to share that with people that were not aware. Now that is done, it's off to phase two, and that's lobbying for better rights for gig workers, working with other people that are trying to pass laws that are going to further help. Being an advocate is probably the best way to put it. That's what I want to do. I really like what Jeff Thomas Black is doing. And I want to fight for the rights of these people. And because when I even did it for just under 4 months, Like I saw how hard it was, and some people make it sound real easy, but it's not as easy as people make it sound. It's not.
Right.
And you know it, Robert. It's not an easy thing.
Right.
I'm gonna leave with this because I'm gonna
every day
drop
is
off
different.
the
Go
panel.
ahead.
I just want to say this.
All right.
I think that
this is what I want you to do. Do your final words, because normally when someone leaves the show, I give them final words at the end. So I'm gonna give you the floor right now to do what you're gonna do, and then tie in your final words that can help out everybody out there.
Well, I'm gonna just say I'm gonna say it now because I know it's actually, you know, your interview with Eli. I just want to say that the only way that I see this working for DoorDash drivers is that you've got to unionize. That's the only way. You've got to unionize to change what you don't like. And I think you need to have people. See, this is how I look at it. You can go back and forth with each other on YouTube, but it won't change a damn thing until people actually get off of YouTube and go to Washington, D.C., lobby your local politicians, because all government is local first. You got to lobby the politicians to change and get results, because I know everybody's got their issues with people, but I'm just trying to be level-headed here. Going back and forth with one another will not solve it. It has to be solved at the local government level to the federal level. And then you have to have people unify to demand a union, okay, to be able to deal with this. Eli said in California, we have all kind of different rules in California about how you can't do certain things, right? Which is great. People across the country should be lobbying for some of the rules that we got in California to protect gig workers, right? Because at the end of the day, I look at DoorDash as a big fat ripoff. And the reason why I find it a big fat ripoff, because their business concept is part of the ripoff. They decided not to have their own vehicles, to have you driving in their vehicles, because it cuts their costs, right? So they have you drive your own vehicle, right? And that's the illusion of this idea that you are an entrepreneur, because in fact, they're actually raping you over the coals in the way they are engaging in their practices. And at the end of the day, everybody that's on YouTube, that's a gig worker, you're losing. And this is why at some point the back and forth arguments have to stop, and the real work has to go down on the ground to deal with where this whole thing is going in the future. However, I believe, and I've heard people say this, DoorDash might get broken up as a company. You never know. Uber's a powerful company right now. They may take it over and implement their rules. Something's going to give. And I would say this too, I'm going to exit with this whole thing. If you really don't like what DoorDash is about as a worker, there are plenty of other jobs that you could do to earn extra income right off the damn computer at home while you're kicking back and you ain't running around. I'm just saying, you have to also offer people other alternatives if they just are fed up with DoorDash altogether. You got to start thinking about other alternatives, gentlemen and ladies out there. I'm about to drop off. I took up too much air in the room, but y'all take care.
Great to see you, man.
I hope the fighting will stop. I hope the back and forth, I hope this thing will simmer down, and that people will see the bigger picture. And that is, gig workers are being ripped off. At the end of the day, that's really what's going on. And take care, everybody. Take care.
Great to see you, man.
Sir.
Great to see you.
All right, no problem.
Good to see you.
All right,
Good
man.
to
Thank you
see
so
you.
much, man. Good guy. He's a good dude. He's a really good dude. I was connected with Information Man show from one of my moderators named Queen Helen Casey, and she comes around every so often. She's more on Twitter, but I've been following him for a while. Really good guy, and I'm really glad he came on, man.
Well, I'm glad he came on now. I will now open this up. Do you want to hear any questions from anyone in the chat? I know I still have this person backstage. I see them there. I have two people. Backstage. And I'm guessing they have questions for you. Is what it
Well,
is.
if they're
So,
who are
guys,
their
here,
names? 'Cause
all right. Well, one is Bracket something, and one is the $Angel. But let me tell you guys this. This is Hot Facts. You get up here, you got to be civilized. You will get the boot. Okay. If you have a
Yeah,
legitimate question, you can ask your question. I am here to moderate whatever the question is. If your question has to do with trying to ignite a frenzy or anything else like that, your shot is done. You can no longer be up here. That's how I get down right there. Okay. I don't want no weird stuff going on while we're up here. You have heard how the interview has been going the whole time. It is being
yeah.
conducted in a professional manner here. So that is the way how we
Mhm.
will keep it. If you cannot abide by that, you will get the X. All right. Now,
Robert,
I'm gonna
Robert, before you
I'm gonna
do this, I'll tell you, Bracket Gaming is going to come on here just to say swear words and attack me. He's from
all
the
right.
trolling
No,
All right,
side,
I'm
and
not
he's
bracket.
gonna he's
actually,
gonna.
Eli.
All right, wait,
Eli,
wait,
I'm not.
wait, 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 bracket,
Okay.
bracket,
Mhm.
bracket,
Okay.
wait. You got it. You got to understand that this gentleman is up here. He has seen you guys before. I have
Hmm.
not. Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and do it like this. All right.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
it's it seems you're saying yes. You said you have two questions. Go ahead, ask the first question. Now look, when you ask a question, somebody has to be able to answer the question without being cut off. If you cut the gentleman off during that time, you get a warning. The second time, you don't even get a chance to ask a second one. Okay?
Okay.
That's how we rock here. All right. First
Okay.
question, go ahead and go.
All right. So Eli, I do have one question for you, bro, and this no disrespect at all. Um,
Mhm.
what what in your how can I say, in your expertise, if you are a life coach, if someone asks you something privately, right, and they don't want it out there, what makes it seem like it's okay to put if they don't want to talk about it on the stream, but it gives you the right to discuss it even without their acknowledgement? You're
All
supposed to
right,
be like,
that's question number one.
yeah,
Question number one is if someone says something privately, they don't want it out there, what gives you the right to still discuss it publicly? That's the first
right.
question. Go ahead, Eli.
It doesn't give you the right. I don't understand why that's being asked. Are you accusing me of doing that at some point? Because
No,
it doesn't give you the right. Look, so there are certain things that you're going to talk about and other things you're not going to talk about. Like I talk with people behind the scenes and I respect their privacy. And if you've ever received an email from me, I know Robert did, I have a confidentiality notice on my email. Okay. Everything that's contained in there is private and I respect people's privacy. The problem is, bracket gaming, is when, you work with other people. Like I've worked with other people in the past that I shared a lot of things with privately and they went out and put them publicly and they were playing that game, the drama game, to get clicks. You've seen that happen. I've seen that happen. Now
okay.
I've learned to stay away from people like that. I've learned to better identify that, and so I don't get involved in that type of stuff. But yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Angel,
There.
put your hand down, Angel. Angel, hand down, hand down. Remember, he has two questions. He got the first one out. He is now on to question two. Now
Right.
go
Mm-hmm.
ahead, bracket gaming, move into question two.
Okay. So my other question, Eli, is you also acknowledge, you made some mistakes in the past, which is, okay, kudos to you. You somewhat apologize to it. But the
Somewhat,
one
I've
thing,
completely apologized to it,
well,
brother.
no, because there's some of them, like you said a couple things about people with disabilities, and you
Mm.
didn't really say you apologized to two people. One, me,
Mm-hmm.
for being, you called us mentally ill. We're outstanding citizens, and we are not pawns, and we do not get paid to go after anyone. I just want to throw that out there, bro. Like, I actually
I
was
I
trying to
don't know
be
what you're talking
supporting
about.
you.
I don't know what you're talking
All
about,
right.
man. I mean,
Okay.
All right.
honestly,
So
Okay.
all right,
that's
I'll go ahead and let me mediate this right here, right now. Bracket gaming.
Mm-hmm.
I I got a feeling and when I heard you speak, a lot of you guys may not understand what I'm about to say. I kind of had a feeling that there was something there that I can pick up on because I have a history,
I
with
have
children
autism.
and things
Yes.
like that. Yes, yes. So therefore, therefore, what he is saying is he has been watching you and he has supported you, and he feels that when he
I wouldn't
heard
say
you say,
support,
all
but
right, but watching, but all right,
yeah,
you were watching, and while making a certain statement, he is in that population to where he is affected and he is upset about that.
yeah.
So, he's asking you, how do you feel about that? You just said you don't know what time that was, but he
No,
knows
he
what
said
time
you
it
didn't
was.
know
So,
what I was talking about. That's what he
all
said.
right,
I don't
all
know,
right,
man.
so can you clarify
Yes,
the
on
the
Rosie's
the instance?
stream. Yes, on Rosie's stream and your streams a couple of times. You're talking about mentally ill people, um, that we work for a certain person. We won't name of them because you are in you have a um whatever, like an alliance or whatever, or a friendship somewhat. But here's the thing, bro, and I just want to throw this out there because I wanted to tell you this, and I'm saying this with respect. You don't know.
Okay.
You don't know. You might be a life coach, but you don't know medically what's wrong with anyone that has a disability, and it's not a disability, bro. It's called a
Hmm.
superpower. I like to throw that out there, and
Okay.
I just want you to know, like, for you to call us mentally ill, you don't have the right to call us that because you have no idea what we go through. Some of us can't even walk, bro. And you think like we're all pawns that we're paid to go after you. That's not what we do. We don't get paid for jack shit. No offense.
Hmm.
But the thing
Hmm.
is like we're our own people. We have a voice. We're allowed to speak our opinion. Every time we try to speak our opinion, you
Hmm.
block us or you make up some excuse saying like, that my trolls are paying these people off to come at me.
Hmm.
That's not the case. You need to stop saying that because you're making us
Hmm.
look bad, bro. And I want you to understand how much it angers me that you say this shit, bro. And you
Well,
ban me every
can
time
I
I
get a
try to
chance to
talk
get
to
a
you.
word in here?
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
want
yeah.
You
you to
mind if
know
Well,
I?
that's how I feel.
Yeah.
well, Eli, he's going ahead and he's getting it off. You know what I mean? He's getting
Yeah.
it
Sure.
off. He's pretty much saying that he pretty much wants an apology. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what he's saying. That's pretty much what he's
You
saying.
and Jay, yeah, me and Jay wants an
He wants an
apology.
apology. He wants
Yeah,
you.
me and
All right.
Jay.
He's asking for he's asking for an apology for the population.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I've already done that,
No,
and
you
I'll do
didn't
it
do it to
again in a
me, so
second
don't
if
say
I have.
you did it. You never
Excuse
did
me.
it to me.
Please don't interrupt me when I'm talking.
Bracket. Hang tight. I'll
Okay.
mediate. Hang tight. Eli, it's on you.
Okay. Here's the thing. I've been very respectful. And I'm going to continue being respectful. But if I'm going to respect and not interrupt people, I want the same respect in return. So here's the thing. Okay. I can apologize until I'm black and blue all over. And I will do that again because that's the kind of person I am. But what you're not telling these people is how you found out about me and how you came at me and and I'm not complaining. I forgive you. There are many videos out there of you attacking me on other people's panels that I've got downloaded. I'm not going to put it out there. I'm not the kind of person, but you've had some very choice words to say about me. I'm not even going to ask you for an apology. But what I will do is say this. I'll take the higher road and say, look, his name is Johnny, Bracket Gaming. I know your name, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
If I offended you in any way, shape, or form, and if my past 100 apologies that you may have missed or forgotten about didn't get through, then I'll apologize to you again and everyone
Okay.
else on the planet that you feel was wrong by something that I may have said that may have been taken out of context. So I do apologize for that. Can we move forward from this,
Okay,
please?
can I just say
Because
one thing? I
there are more.
appreciate that, but guess what I'm gonna
Can
say
I
to you?
go
Go fuck
next?
yourself
Mhm.
because I
All
don't
right,
take this.
Angel. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I see you there. I see you there raising your hands. I see you there
I'm
raising
sorry
your
for
hands.
raising my hands. I just
All
want
right.
to.
All right. Yeah, but look, chill out a little bit.
All right.
Now,
All
all
right.
right. Now, look, here is what I am not going to have on my show. I'm not gonna have you waiting backstage that whole time if you don't have nothing, a question or something that makes sense. So if you waited that whole time to say something that makes sense, I'm gonna boot you. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. So, do you have a question?
Well, can I first like respond to Johnny? Cause Eli
Respond.
knows me. Eli, me and you know each other, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Angel, I don't have any problems with you. We've had some back and forth in the past, but we've been on good terms for quite some time, and we've all made some mistakes, including you, but I don't have any problems with you.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
I just want to respond to Johnny's questions. Johnny, the advice that Eli gives on his channel is his life coaching, and people often try to say that it ain't life coaching because he ain't using it as a way to make money. His YouTube channel of his monetization is him making the money from the donations and super chats that he get, and the to say that he ain't a real life coach would be like me being as not a real human being there when I am there. I just think it's hypocritical of what you try to assume to Eli there, Johnny. And second, he has apologized to autistic and disabled people like myself. Me and him have made an up between each other. I've made some mistakes. And Eli remembers this. Had blocked many people in his channel in 2019 at one time, and then we made things go down between each other because of our mistakes there, and he has openly admitted to saying stuff to me that he apologized that was wrong as an end on his end, saying that I am the mentally ill and all that, and all the names he called me in the past. Me and him have apologized and made up, and for you to come up here and try to do that, Johnny, is just hypocritical. And at the same time, for you to say what you did to him at the very end that caused you to get booted out by Robert there, is
Well, I
just
didn't boot him out. I didn't boot him out. He left.
oh,
He
did he
left.
hop
I
off
didn't boot him
himself?
out. But what I will say is I appreciate you coming in to speak on behalf of Coach Eli. Okay,
Thank
you
you.
know
Thank you, Angel.
there's trolls all over the place. We got people saying this and that all over the place. So, everybody has people that watch them. People have people that watch them make mistakes. You obviously have seen some mistakes and you have seen the apologies and everything else like that. I want to say thank you for having enough courage to get up here, because you now have a bullseye on your back from people that will try to attack you in the comment section. But I do think that if you are ever
But
on Eli's channel, he'll
but
go ahead and nip
but
that in
can I
the bud
also
for you.
But can I also say this to information, man? We have had each other's difference, and when you brought me up, he was like, "Oh my God, that's him remembering who I am." If we can had each
Mm.
other's differences, and I'm sorry of what happened between us, information man, and I'm sorry for what you heard me say years ago, there, information man. But I just also don't like how sometimes the stuff you say may not be factual in the kind of sense, but it's what you make, it's what you say, and it's what you do on your own channel, and I respect that just like everyone else there. But I just sometimes the don't gravitate towards everything that information man says there. Um, you're muted there, Robert. You're muted, Robert.
Oh,
He's
I know. I know I had
Oh,
mute
I
so
thought
you
you were
can't
trying to
hear.
say
Yeah,
something
yeah.
to me.
I had mute so you can't hear what I'm talking because you're speaking. You know what I mean? I can't talk over you. So you know
Well,
what I mean?
when your mouth
I
was
was just
moving, and I
saying
thought you were trying to
no,
say
well, I was just
something.
saying that there's certain trolls that come on Hot Facts, and I was just hoping. I was telling my wife, I'm gonna be all the way quite frank. I was like, I hope some of these trolls are not watching because I don't want them to try to go and do something nuts because then that's really gonna upset me. So that's pretty much what the normally I'll cover my mouth like this when I'm talking like that, but I forgot to right there. That's my fault. But Angel, I'm gonna say thank you for coming on by, man.
But
Thank you for your
but let
input
me
and
just ask
everything
these
else.
two things before you let me off or
Well,
I hop off
wait.
to
I
Eli.
gotta go ahead and get you. I gotta go ahead and get you off now. I know you want to
All
say
right, well,
about
can
two
I
more
ask
things.
him right quick, Eli? When do you want to try and do a stream soon? Cause I don't know if we can do it maybe tomorrow. I work this Sunday, but then the other days I have off from what my schedule shows is Monday and Tuesday and Thursday,
Okay.
Friday, and Saturday of next week. The only days I work there is this
Yeah.
Sunday and next Wednesday. But I know we spoke about doing a stream here soon, and I hope we can do that.
I'll reach out to you through Facebook or email, Angel. Sometime this weekend is busy, but I'll reach out to you and we'll talk privately so we don't have to talk about it
All
live on
right,
the air
sounds
here.
good
But
for me
I'll reach out to you,
there.
man.
And
Yeah,
I have a difference of opinion, and we've learned to agree to disagree. And you
sure.
often mimic or impersonate my speech impediment out of love and respect. There are those that just do it as a form of trolling towards me to try
It's
to
all good. Hey,
make me
check this out,
uncomfortable.
Angel. Check this out. I stutter and everything else like that. I am for us. Anyone with a speech impediment, I don't care who it is. I stand up for all of us. You are not alone out there, and whoever else makes fun of anybody else like us because it is the way it is, they got to deal with me, man. They got to deal with me. I thank you for coming on by, man.
I love you,
I'll
man.
see you.
I'm gonna type in the chat. If you want to make me a mod, you're more than welcome to.
All right, man. Have a great
I
one. I'll
love
see
you,
you
man.
later.
Talk to you later. Bye.
All right now. All right now. Eli, it feels good to have a
Yeah.
supporter in the house, someone that can come in and back you up and say, I have seen the good things that he has done. I can vouch for myself. How good does that make you feel that there's people out there like that no matter what, they see what the war is, they're still going to back you up? How does that feel?
I appreciate it, Robert, but I've always been the kind of guy, and this is what I try to especially teach men, is that I don't live off of validation. It's nice to hear nice things, but I'd rather be the one saying the nice things than getting accolades. I'd rather, give accolades than get them. Like I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong, but you know, um, I've always been more of a giver than a taker. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, but I appreciate
Fair
it. I
enough.
really do. It's nice
Fair
to hear
enough.
that.
So this is what we're gonna do. I know I have two people backstage. Um, I I kind of wanna end this. You guys know that this is an interview for Coach Eli. We got
Yeah.
Susie Q
I don't
7979
want
in
to.
prime
I will not.
time.
I will not. She will come on and troll. She's a troll. She's someone that
Okay.
just won't leave me alone. And I don't. I don't want to deal
Okay.
with her. I've
All
apologized
right.
to her a million times for things that were said years ago. I'm not going to deal with this. No,
All right.
sorry.
The chat line. The chat line. There's somebody else who's trying to get up in here. The chat line. Um, Henrik Z. I don't know. And for those of you who don't know, you cannot get on Hot Facts unless you show your face anyway. I do
Yeah,
not accept just avatars or anything else like that. This is a real show
yeah,
for real people, but this was an interview. I allowed the Information Man show to get on there, and then I wanted to have someone ask a question. So I did not have to read it from the comment section there. He asked us two
Oh, go ahead and
questions,
read it,
and
man.
then oh no, he was already on. He was already on. So he was able to
Okay.
get up here, ask those two questions. Then we had a
Hmm.
supporter up here who's backing up Coach Eli. So we got that done there. There will be nobody else coming up here. That's all I have for people clicking the link. Eli, I want to thank you for coming on. And here's all I need from you. I need you to give well, first of all, I want to do this first. Can you let everybody out there just say, hey, you're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese?
You're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
Thank you so much. I'm going to use that on one of my shorts there. Now,
Right on.
now, go ahead and give your final words to the people out there. Your final words don't have to. It doesn't have to be to a certain group. These are just your final words that might help uplift someone else out there. Give your final words, and then there you go.
Well, I want to thank you, first of all, for having me tonight. It was a great show. It's a great pleasure and honor to be here. You're a good man, Robert, and I'm sorry if I caused you any issues with the trolls and the hating and the attacks. I'll say this. I've been on YouTube doing this semi full time for 6 years, and before that, I've been watching videos since YouTube came out, 16, 17 years ago. I love this platform. And I've just grown to learn that there are people that there are some people that will do whatever it takes to gain traction on this platform and make money and get views. And sometimes those people will try to discredit someone that's credit worthy in order to do that. And I wish that would really change. And so, but besides that, I wish everyone well. I think it's time to go into stage 2 of, helping, gig workers, possibly even unionize. I think, even though I'm not that big on unions, I've heard about this concept even before Information Man Show mentioned it. And I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great start. And I want to focus on, directly trying to help change laws for this. I'm tired of the hate and the back and forth with the drama and all that. Information Man Show is absolutely right. So those are my final thoughts. Do you have anything else you want to ask me before I hop on off, Robert?
No, man. That was everything there. You did a great job. Hopefully I didn't ask anything that turns you the wrong way or anything else like that. Um, my job is being a news channel and everything else like that. I'm a reporter also. I'm a journalist also. So I asked the questions out there, and some of these wouldn't have came up if I wasn't bombarded, an hour before the show with all these messages and everything. But they came in.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I at least ask those questions so no one can say, well, why didn't you ask those? We told you about this. You're not really the news. It's like I told everyone, your credibility starts here and only you can diminish your credibility. I asked him the tough questions that you guys said would happen. He answered them fairly. He went ahead and did his thing. My final words is for everybody else out there. Don't try to put your final words and your final message into anyone else's brain. Let them go ahead and see what it is for themselves. No one is gonna just have all that happen to them. Just let them do it themselves, man. Let them do it themselves and let them get on through. Um, Cody says, well, what Alaska says, this was interesting. Thank you, Cody. More interviews to come. John Billings is scheduled to be in next week. Make sure you guys tune in for that. If you guys would like to be interviewed with Hot Facts, go ahead and let me know. I can bring you guys on up. This is pretty much a troll-free zone. Some may pop up in the chats, but they will never appear on camera. I will not let them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? People,
Right.
I'm an 80s baby. And my grandma and my mom used to have us watching Love Connection. So guess what? We out of here like Chuck Woolery in 2 and 2.
Thank
Leave
you.
a comment on here. Do everything you got. Make sure you check out Coach Eli. And people, if there's anybody out there who you want them to answer some questions, let them know up here on Hot Facts. People, I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, but I think that this is my lane right here. And if anybody else wants to get up here, the questioning is fair and you get a fair shake. You know, as you saw, the show was controlled and organized. That's for everybody else out there. All you guys, say hi to someone you never said hi to before. Have a great night. See you guys later.
Thank you. Have a good one. Thanks for having me, bro. See you later. Bye.